So thank you very much for being here today with us. The 1 minute song.
Hmm.
Today we will be discussing about your work, and how did you get into digital art.
All right.
So yeah, so tell me how did you start creating digital art?
All right. Well, thank you for having me first. Basically, this project existed before this whole NFT craze started. We started in 2019. We created it with a bunch of friends. Honestly, I'm not like uh, I'm not too involved with the art, creative art part, but I was. So basically, we had this idea. We're a little collective. We have two musicians and a graphic artist. And well, as for me, I do a little bit of photography, and at the time I would do cinemagraphs. And we just thought we needed a new creative outlet to just basically put our craft to use, uh, do what we do best. And it was especially centered around the music, as you like. We're called the 1 minute song at the end of the day. So back in 2019, we thought of creating an Instagram channel and an profile where we could create music that would be adapted to today's attention span, which is just 1 minute. And it would kind of still make sense as listening to a whole song, not feel like it's incomplete. So it started like that. And we did a bunch of little creations. The first one was called Pick Up Your Phone. And I made the cinematograph part for that. And my friends wrote and like composed and produced the music. Then we did two or three others, but like you know how it is with artists, especially the musicians. It was supposed to be a side thing for them, and they got busy with launching their first albums, their first EP. They're very perfectionist, so we took it very very slow. But when this whole bull market started and everything blew up, and NFTs got kind of crazy, we I just figured our art, our creations were looked kind of perfect for how NFTs work and how they are. Like I would browse through OpenSea, Rarible, or and it would look like something. I would see like little GIFs, little images that people like let in their creativity, like just talk and speak. And I just thought this is what we do, but with a cool song on top of that. So why not just convert the project from an Instagram project to creating collectibles, limited edition, I would say collectibles. And so we tried, and I can. So we minted our first NFTs on OpenSea, and basically it was the songs that we did in the past. We did first and second editions, and we're taking it slowly, and we're working on a fifth, or is it a fourth song that's coming out soon. Obviously, we're not trying to. This is not going to be. We're not trying to make obviously a living out of this. If we get something out of it, it's nice, but it's still a very fun creative outlet. And we just like the new format where um, the songs are now little collectible, cool art animations with a high production kind of music, pop music. I would say that's only 1 minute to not make it too much, I guess. And yeah, so far we exist on OpenSea. We're trying to branch out to see new NFT projects. We're waiting on a verification from Rarible, but with everything going on right now, it should take a while. But for now, yeah, we're enjoying the creative part, and we're just having fun making 1 minute songs, I guess.
That's very interesting.
Mhm.
So how do you structure and how you do you collaborate? Because you are part of a collective.
Yeah.
How is that process of collaboration between
Uh,
musicians, like museologists? Also,
mhm.
you mentioned.
So basically, it's easy in our case because we're friends. We're old time friends. We just like we're scattered all over the world. Like I live in LA. The main musicians live in Canada in Montreal, and our the graphic artist who work on After Effects for the last three videos is in Morocco. But we're all friends. We're always on Discord talking together. So it made it pretty easy. At first, the first when we started, it was mainly a need from our musician who wanted to express, and like rather than have a little project on the side that doesn't even have his like name or alias, and he could just create things without having that perfectionism guiding him, and like, because for his personal projects he's taking a little bit of time to release his EPs, his albums. But in this case, he needed a quick thing where he can just let go and just produce the music and launch it out there, whatever happens. So at first he would make the songs, and we would try. I made the cinematograph about the first song, the graphic, the designer made the little animations after he made the second songs. But for the future, we're interested in maybe doing it backwards, and started with a little bit of visual arts or something, a visual aspects, and he would write a song about it. And the current song we're doing is going like that. So we're waiting on the graphic artists to make something, and he showed us like the first drafts, and after when it's done, then he's gonna compose the music surrounding that, basically. But yeah, it's not that complicated for now. It's just a group of friends, most of them who grinded a lot to get where they are regarding their crafts, especially musically, and we're trying to create cool stuff together, whatever it leads to. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So the way that you collaborate is like each one of you creates
Yeah.
a new piece, like either of design of music, and you provide feedback to each other, and
Exactly.
then you iterate, and then you
Yeah. And at the end,
create.
of the day, I mean, I handle the nerdy NFT crypto parts, and but I also get a little bit involved in feedback, and like I'm also a musician, but not to the extent of getting to the point of actually producing high quality pop songs. But yeah, we all participate, give our feedbacks, what works, what doesn't, try and think of it from a listener perspective. And in the end, I just get this, I got the idea of getting involved with the crypto and NFTs, and I just handled the putting the stuff on OpenSea, converting it, making it look decent enough, a nice little square with the animation and like the music and all that. Yeah.
That's very cool. Like
Thank
nice
you.
to work with friends.
Yeah.
And how do you do your research, or how do you find inspiration for each one of your songs and your art pieces?
I would think our main musicians who are literally living with, like, music is their life. They gave up everything just to do that. They live in their own studio. They produce a lot of people, so it makes it hard with timeline and the schedules. But we don't have a very specific schedule. Whenever they can make something, they do. But I don't think inspiration is a problem, especially for the musicians. And for us, it's worst case we can just have the music and create something around it that makes sense, like regarding the same theme, same field. But yeah, uh, at least that's what he claims. He just writes songs, especially if they're 1 minute. It's not too much of a hassle compared to like making a full song with the full structure, chorus, bridge, all that verses. So yeah, he makes songs about anything and everything, and he has the enough skill for it to sound professional, very professional, and very, and it tells a story on its own, a little story at least. And after that, once the song is there, it's not that difficult for us to just imagine something that's like a little pixel arts or a little animation that would fit with the song.
So everything is behind, like the story goes from the song to the animation.
Yeah, mostly it's been that. Right now we're experimenting with doing that backwards, which is like, right now it doesn't know what we've seen from the first drafts that the animator is doing right now. It's something, it's a little cool. He's trying to think of a little Asian themed, Japanese, this is a big gateway kind of thing. And the musician, when he saw that, was like, I like that. I feel like I can do something cool with it, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm not too involved with the music creation, but once it's there, I can give feedback and regarding, like, I don't know, instruments, the direction, the little details, basically.
That's good. This is very interesting.
Thanks.
And is there any particular song or piece of artwork or animation that you have created with the 1 minute song that you really like and you feel really
Oh,
really
okay.
proud of?
I think I I'm a little attached to all of them, but I really liked Mr. Funky because I like funk. I like it when it's groovy, and I was very surprised with what our musician did, and then I was even more like I liked the little animation that our other friend thought of. And in another field, another type of music, I guess we have a song called "You Know It." That's also very nice for like a little 1 minute. It's more chill. It's more like a low vibes, low energy. But yeah, they're very different songs, but I like both very much. But for now, we only have like it takes a little bit of time. We only have 4 or 5 creations. But yeah, for now, Mr. Funky, I will obviously send you the link, but is my favorite song. It's the first one that we did 2 editions for because we have a one of one first edition, and we released the second edition like as a one of five kind of thing. And I would say yeah, that's my favorite.
And what is the story behind Mr. Funky?
Well, I would say it's the if my musician friend who makes the I tried to get him in with us to this call, but he couldn't. He was busy this afternoon. But yeah, if he was to be a song, this would be him. It's like impersonates exactly what he likes about music, and it felt like kind of natural and kind of when I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is my friend Nidal. This is this is his song. This is what he loves. It felt authentic and honest, but also groovy and nice and cool. So it's just a super cool song, and I mean 1 minute song and with a nice guitar solo at the end. And
So
yeah,
it's a very personal story behind the song.
yeah, I would say yeah, it's he tried to show us just himself through that song, I guess. But I would say a part of himself because the other songs are also representative. The other song I told you about, you know, it is also another side of him, I think. And those are 2 songs that feel very nice, very authentic, and very honest to me. Mhm.
And where do you want to take your art and music practice into the future? Where do you see the 1 minute song going?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just for us. It's always been a little bit of fun. It was never meant. If it works, okay. If it doesn't, we made the little cool stuff as friends that people have been. When we started on Instagram, we, as always, you start with you invite your friends to see it, and the little audience we had really enjoyed what we did, and we were happy with that. Obviously, life got in the way, and it got pretty difficult to keep to a schedule. But whenever we have time, we move it forward and we make new stuff. So we are all thinking we're gonna keep on doing this. Worst case, we will have cool memories, a good little portfolio almost of creations. And best case, maybe this goes somewhere and people start enjoying it. And we still have the Instagram up, we have a Twitter, we do what we can to like try and get it out there. And whenever we have one, two, like whatever positive feedback, we just take it and we're happy about it. So we will just keep on making it when we have time. I think we're gonna get to this question later, but like I think NFTs are barely getting started, and it's in the future that's going to be a norm even though people think it's a little weird today. So we're just going to keep on making them, minting them. It's going to only improve with I guess less gas fees and all that in the future, making it less difficult to get your art out there. If somebody's interested, nice, but other than that, we're just going to keep on making to the best we can, like our craft. Yeah.
So if things start to work out
Mm-hmm.
really well, then
Mm-hmm.
you plan to go full time
Yeah.
into music creation
I mean,
and art.
like the musicians at least
Mhm.
are really already doing music full time. They produce a lot of people, they have a lot of songs out there, and they produce their own music, and now they do this on the side. So yeah, obviously I guess as an artist, to keep it completely honest, for them at least, whatever path they can choose that would be provide some kind of stability, obviously they will look more into it. So like if it starts to work, obviously they're gonna allocate more time and more efforts into, and our frequency of uploading and of make it would go from, I don't know, like, because technically we would be able to make one song a week, but we don't feel the pressure to do that for now. We just make them, we take our time. But if it becomes, as you said, if it goes to a place where it could offer some kind of financial stability, or it's a path that would that has a much bigger audience, obviously we're going to make more efforts regarding that. But we don't have any pressure to force it to get there. For now, we're having fun. We still feel like it's a good thing. We're like comparatively, we're still very early to the NFT space. If it becomes the norm in the next, I don't know, 5, 10 years, 20 years, 30. So worst case, we'll look back and we will have super old NFTs catching dust out there on OpenSea.
And
Hmm.
what do you think about the challenges around NFTs, and like what is your perspective as a musician
Hmm.
and artist creating content and music through NFTs?
All
What
right.
do you think
Well,
about like the copyrights? Because many people
mhm.
are talking about these, and these are big challenges that the NFT space will have to solve.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try and provide the musician answer, even though I'm not the main musician. But from what we've seen, the way it works on the blockchain, and the way you can reward and have royalties transmitted from NFT to NFT, it's looking like this is where go. This is the future. It's gonna be good. It's gonna decentralize and give some power back to the creators, to the musicians, and the way you can have royalties go from one buyer to another, from whenever a piece of art is sold, whoever created it originally knows that they're going to be rewarded a certain way. I think if we're still very confused and like impressed by all the stuff happening at once, but when you think about it, there's a lot of similarities to with what's happening today. I've seen people being worried that their art might be reminted and taken out, like copyright issues, and who, with everything being decentralized, how do you go after somebody taking your arts? But it's the same as I've seen example of, you, if there's a piece of visual arts in the real world, like a painting or something, if somebody just prints it and comes to me and tells me, hey, this is the original, it's my fault if I believe that, because I didn't do enough research. I didn't buy it from
Mm.
I guess a popular marketplace, a recognized, that sells authentic stuff. But so it's, I feel like we're just at this point with this whole thing blowing up. People are don't still don't have exactly, they can, we all can see exactly where this is going and how it's gonna play out. But I think it's gonna stabilize eventually, and it will just become the new norm, and people will just be able to buy and sell NFTs and transfer art digitally without having to. It, a lot of people are concerned about many problems, but this solves a lot of other problems. And the many problems that I've heard of, at least, are going to be addressed for sure. For example, I've heard of the ecological, like from gas methane and
Yes.
all that. But from the new, there are other NFT marketplaces on other blockchains that are emerging. Like I've heard Elrond have their marketplace about to come out. There's going to be some on Cardano, probably on other blockchains, and even Ethereum is working hard, from what I heard, to like solve this big problem. So I feel like this is just a temporary problem that people are still focusing on, when it's a lot of people are doing their best to address it. And I feel like in the future it's just going to be obsolete, and nobody's going to look back about this part of NFT history.
Yeah, I totally agree with you
Hmm.
on the fact that issues like the fees,
Uh-huh.
they will be a lot lower in the future,
Hmm.
or for example the fact that many people say that NFTs are not eco-friendly, but
Hmm.
there are also couple, at least I have seen couple of companies who are already
Hmm.
uh, trying to build a solution to make it
Yeah,
less carbon, like less polluting.
yeah, exactly. I guess it's the big challenge right now, and this is where we're heading. They're trying to address the gas fees, the whole. I mean, I'm no expert, but I try and do at least a little bit of research. But from what I see, the moving from proof of work to
Yeah.
proof of stake and all that, like they're doing their best to just make it so well it's almost gasless, meaning like low fee, available for everyone, easy for everyone, but still maintain the authentic parts like the blockchain part where it's you know you bought a piece of art that's one of a kind that came straight from the actual artist.
And tell me about your community and
Mm-hmm.
how are you managing yeah, that's that side of the
Mm-hmm.
creative part, because many artists
Mm-hmm.
also right now are starting to build their own communities. Some of them already have established
Mm-hmm.
communities. How are you dealing with that
Mm-hmm.
community building side?
For now, I'll be honest. We didn't make the most efforts. We did network a little bit. We did talk to a lot of to just to launch like because as I told you, the project started as an Instagram profile. So like at first we got our friends that and they got their friends when they liked what we did. We built a little following. Like it's not much, but for now we're not. I would like it if I said we're making a lot of efforts to just try and grab that kind of attention. We're just creating whenever we can, and I'm happy with the results. Personally, I think they are too. And wherever it goes from there, we will see. I do try to like. I think you find my post on Reddit just to try and grab some kind of feedback, opinions of just to see if people enjoy it. On Twitter, we made a specific 1 minute song Twitter where we're very active. There's a little bubble with like NFT artists, NFT creators, NFT collectors, and everybody tags everybody and everybody mentions everybody, and it's full of there's a lot of people obviously, especially since this blew up, but it's full of everybody has like nothing but good vibes, and everybody's like encouraging other emerging artists. And so if we manage to build a bigger audience, a bigger community eventually, that would be amazing. But for now we're happy with what we have, and we're just slowly moving forward if we have to just make sure the quality of the creations stays um, above a certain level, and keep on doing it as much as we can. Yeah.
So for the moment, your main
Mhm.
focus is on the quality of the creations and making sure that it's high quality.
Yeah,
And
and observing how this whole thing evolves. Like obviously, whether it is whether the craze is up or down regarding the whole thing, we plan on still keep on doing it. I don't think NFTs are going anywhere. I could understand there would be less hype eventually, then more hype eventually. It's just yeah, don't be like uh, sh- short-minded, and like just keep on doing it and see what happens. A lot of platforms are gonna launch their marketplaces. I only see good things happening in the future, and we want to be there when they happen. Mhm.
And do you have any recommendations for people who want to enter the space? People who are just looking
Mhm.
around and not sure whether they want to get into NFTs? Like, what would you say to them?
Well, as we just started, I don't know how much my advice would account for, but I would say just if you're just get your art out there. If you have a craft, a skill that you enjoy doing, everything can be turned into an NFT. I feel like that's what like we were happy about, and like it felt a little bit original to like on top of because we I think 99% of the NFT space right now is visual arts. From what I've seen, at least, it's visual arts or like
Yes.
card collectibles. It's but we liked adding the audio part, the music part to it. So yeah, like just anything you have can be mintable, is what I would say. So like just jump out there. Soon enough you'll be able to do it for almost free, like we did it today. And for a struggling or like emerging artist, like maybe the initial gas fees, like anything you do has some kind of fee associated to it, like to list your first one, to mint your first one, all that. Well, those are problems that exist now and that are not going to exist. But yeah, if you have an art you care about, mint it. I would say.
Great. Thank you
Mhm.
very much for being here with us today and for
Mhm.
telling your story about the 1 minute song.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And
Mhm.
like, if you want to follow you on Twitter or on Instagram, what is
Mhm.
your
All right.
username?
On Instagram, it's the 1 minute song, basically. All no nothing, just everything attached. And on Twitter it's 1 minute songs. So yeah, I couldn't find that handle, unfortunately, but that works still. Yeah. So we're mainly on Instagram and Twitter as for like the social audience. But other than that, we have our stuff mainly on OpenSea. We're thinking of maybe releasing new editions, different editions on Rarible, and we will just keep on monitoring where our art would be best displayed. But for now, I like OpenSea. It's a nice marketplace, easy enough to browse through. So yeah, so that's basically Twitter, Instagram, and OpenSea is where we're mainly active.
Great.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.